Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of the General Jerry channel. This will be our final review for the Royal Rumble 2018. If you have missed my initial reactions from the men's Royal Rumble, make sure to check that out. And also check out our Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Kane review, which I uploaded beforehand on this review. This video will be outright reviewing the entire show. We'll also be going into depth with the women's match that happened as well. Jesus. Was this Royal Rumble good? I mean, no. But you know what? Ronda, I think being there, I think is a good thing. I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off at that. They'll be like, Ronda has... Jesus. Didn't even put my fucking microphone here, ladies and gentlemen. That's how fucking tired I am. But people like saying that Ronda Rousey like shouldn't be here and stuff like that. I mean, she's going to make WWE some money. She's obviously she's a fan of WWE, which I think is a good thing. Sometimes you have like guys like Brock Lesnar that come into wrestling that don't really care about the business. They just walk in. It is what it is. Ronda, I think, somewhat cares about the business. The sad thing is, though, is that this kind of overlooked the entire point of the women's Royal Rumble match. And yeah, was the women's Royal Rumble match terrible? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was that bad. I think a lot of people, I think one of the main problems a lot of people have is that should have this been in the main event? And up until Ronda Rousey came out, I was like, no. But it kind of makes sense to a certain degree if Ronda is coming out, because you want that type of publicity. Because Ronda, I understand her last fight wasn't all that big, but in terms of a commercial, or if you're advertising WrestleMania, it does make sense to have Ronda at the end of that. Like I said, I would have preferred Ronda actually winning it rather than Oksana, because it really doesn't make any sense. It would have made things even more interesting. But they've done a half-assed job of just Ronda just walking in, pointing at the WrestleMania sign, and that's it. I think that they could have had Ronda at least be in it, because that pretty much says it doesn't really matter what your background is. You can still just walk in and get a match at WrestleMania, pretty much, if you're an MMA fighter. But I will say this. I know a lot of people are going to have problems with Ronda Rousey in WWE. I don't. Because the problem is that MMA fighters have a big problem with WWE guys coming in. Really, we shouldn't really be one of these guys that's like, oh, well, MMA guys shouldn't come into WWE. I think the more the merrier. You know, the more that puts more eyes onto the business, the better it is. But like I said, I think with this women's match itself, should have this been the main event? Nah, I think that they should have maybe had the men's one at the main event. But like I said, the Royal Rumble itself, I had very low expectations for this Rumble. I think a lot of people had low expectations for this Rumble. We're going to check out some of your comments right now. Ronda Rousey is a UFC goddess. That's by heel Stephen Michael. Women's Royal Rumble was pretty good. The match itself, actually, I will say this, the match itself was pretty good. Despite, I know a lot of people are going to fake rage over it. You know, you're going to have these people are going to fake rage over this kind of, it's a main event or whatever, but who really gives a shit? It's WWE at this point. They're clearly trying to take advantage of the Ronda Rousey factor, the kind of the women's factor or whatever. Some guys are pissed off saying, well, men are being shoved aside. It's what me and WJ talked previously, is that this type of thing's gonna happen. Do I think that match should have been in the main event? No, I really shouldn't. It should have been probably the mid card, the middle of the card, maybe to hype up people. But all in all, the Royal Rumble itself was a disappointment. We're gonna get into some of the factors. I understand that some people might be, and this is the problem with kind of these big pay-per-views. You usually have these types of people that watch Shinsuke Nakamura win and think this is the best Royal Rumble ever. Like, just because your favorite one or whatever, that doesn't make the pay-per-view good. You have to look at the outright pay-per-view, which is what we're doing right now. Unlike other YouTube channels on here, I'll actually be analyzing everything and giving a proper review, because sadly, there's people that will look at this Shinsuke Nakamura victory and will think that this pay-per-view is absolute gold. Just because this happens doesn't mean that this pay-per-view outright was good. So I'm going to look at more at your comments here before we go into the main card. I was so happy to see Trish Stratus, Michelle McCool, Lita, Kelly, and others, dude. They're in their 40s and still look good. And I thought, white women age terribly. Jesus Christ. Bad show, barely 5 out of 10. Here we go. General Jerry according to Roman. I don't know who that is. The men's rumble was bad. The men's rumble was bad though. The men's rumble was terrible. Although you had Shinsuke Nakamura win, if you look at it from start to end, the match itself was very, very bad. At least Roman. Let's see, 3 Japanese when the WWE had become New Japan. See, again, like, I think a lot of people are like, exactly, Jerry, that's why you, Smart Busters, and WJ are the only wrestling channels that are worth watching. Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you. By the way, shout out to Smart Busters and Wrestling Jesus, and I actually want to give WJ a shout out for that show yesterday, as well as Zubair and Will. It was actually a good fucking show last night. But outright, I feel as if this pay-per-view in general was very it was very boring to a certain degree. I feel as if the placing of matches, if that makes sense, like the placing of matches for this pay-per-view were very mixed matched. If that makes sense. That's the way I look at it anyway. And like I said, I feel, oh yeah, this is another thing I want to address. See these people saying, I'm not going to watch WWE anymore because the women main evented. WWE, please go suck a dick. You're full of shit. It's like, are you mental? Like, you're always going to watch this type of shit. You know, unlike other people, I've actually stepped away from this for 6 months and then returned and watched it again. And you hear these people all again and again and again about, oh, I'm not watching WWE again. And then a week later, they're talking about Raw. Please, just shut up. I'm sick of this bullshit. Day in and day out, everyone just saying it all the goddamn time. I'm not watching WWE again, and then next week they're talking about Lesnar. Like, stop kidding yourselves. You're here for life now. You're chained. You're shackled. You can't move away. You know, it's an addiction. And that's just the way it is. I'm just sick of these people saying, "Oh, I'm not watching WWE again." It's just boring to me. But like I said, with this Royal Rumble, was this a good pay-per-view? Absolutely not. It really wasn't. If you look at the list of matches, it was absolutely horrendous. There was some good kind of standout moments, which was pretty good. I felt as if that was good. Ronda Rousey joining WWE, I think that was a highlight moment. I'm kind of glad that she's joining now. I think that's a very good thing. I think Nakamura versus AJ Styles, that's something to look forward to. I think a lot of people complaining about that, like, oh my god, he can't speak English. Like, shut up. Like, are you serious? You know, and I just feel as if people have just acted like absolute morons recently on the internet. But I have to say the chat's actually been quite civilized. I thought you were all gonna kill me for my opinions. It must be you guys are probably waiting on someone saying this for ages. I don't know. I don't know whether it's just me or not. You guys have actually been quite positive in the chat. And yes, the New Day do suck. They absolutely suck. Absolutely terrible. So we're gonna get into some of these matches here real quickly. And we're gonna look at this here right now. Alright. So here's your results. Kalisto and some other twats. They won. Who gives a shit? Revival and Scott Dawson defeated Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. Who gives a shit? Bobby Roode defeated Mojo Riley. I didn't watch this. I don't have no time to watch preview shows. I was too busy playing GTA. Sorry, but AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Very disappointing match. To be honest. The fact that they even allowed this match to even be aired was ridiculous. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn to be joint champions would have been ridiculous enough. This match went on for 15 minutes. It felt like it only went on for 2 minutes, to be honest with you. But yeah, thankfully they've got rid of that. Maybe they'll just have AJ and Nakamura in there, and just that'll take them two twats out of the equation. Like, I'm sorry, but Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn need to do something else. Just go away. Just do something. The DUI boys, sorry, the Usos, defeated Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin 2-0. Very surprised. I thought Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin were going to win due to the DUI that one of the Usos got, but it is what it is. This match was pretty boring, to be honest. Shinsuke Nakamura won by eliminating Roman Reigns to 30-man battle royal for a shot at the World Championship match at WrestleMania. Nakamura is now facing AJ Styles. I think overall this Royal Rumble match in general wasn't great. In fact, I would even argue that the women's match was even better than the men's match. I know this is going to get people pissed off, but I have to say it. You had Rey Mysterio, which is good to see Rey. I think he looks a hell of a lot more better shape than he was before. And then you had the Hurricane return. Just a bit shit, to be honest. The end of the match was pretty good. I think the chemistry between Roman and Nakamura was pretty good. But up until that point, it was just diabolical. It was one of the worst Rumbles I've seen in a while. And this is coming off the bat from the mishap that happened last year. It was just really boring, the Royal Rumble. And it only kind of kicked off until Roman and Nakamura were going at it, to be honest. Cesaro and Sheamus defeated Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. Didn't really care about it. The match was pretty boring, to be honest. Brock Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman and Kane. Some good spots. Probably the two highlights were when Brock actually punched Braun square in the face, and Braun kneed him in the face. There was a few chair spots here and there, but overall it was your typical Brock Lesnar match. The Suplex City. Now, the difference between this and maybe a typical one was that Brock was more dominated before, but it seemed a bit cheap at the end. That was about it, to be honest. Oksana won by eliminating Nikki Bella. This match went on for about an hour. Women's match was actually quite solid. Tori Wilson, can you marry me? I think like a lot of guys were complaining, saying, "Oh, the men, no," but it is what it is. WWE is at this point now where they're trying to take advantage of this kind of revolution thing. You know, it's more profit than anything. I wouldn't even look at too much into it, and stuff like that. I think also Ronda Rousey coming in kind of overshadowed Oksana winning it, but at the same time, it does make sense with Ronda coming in. I think Oksana's probably going to face Alexa Bliss and Charlotte might face Ronda Rousey. There's a possibility of that happening. Going forward, I think that that's a good thing. I think Ronda being in WWE is a good move, but and I also think I understand where people are coming from with the women's main event being in the main event. You have to understand though, Ronda Rousey is big news. If you want to put eyes on the product, sadly, that's what you're gonna have to do. I do think that they could have gotten away with it by putting in the middle of the card, possibly. Maybe have the tag matches in between that. I do think that the placing of the card was horrendous. I feel as if the positioning of, putting the men very, very early and then the women in the main event, and then you had like the tag matches were all over the place. I feel that the placing itself was horrendous. But overall, I'm gonna give the Royal Rumble a. What am I gonna give it out of 10? Like, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10, guys. I'm gonna have to give it an average rating. This probably would have got a 6 or 7 or 8 if it was just on sheer placing of the card. Just simple mistakes. There's a few matches that shouldn't even been there. Cesaro and Sheamus and Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan shouldn't be on this card. Sorry. The Usos match was very forgettable and stuff like that. Overall, this will probably be a very forgettable Royal Rumble. I don't think any of us are going to remember this in the future, apart from Ronda Rousey. But serving into the Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble, it might have served its purpose because maybe, yes, you're sacrificing the pay-per-view, but going forward, it might be slightly... What the fuck am I kidding? It will just have to wait and see, guys. Also, guys, this year it's going to be a little bit different. We've had Fastlane year in, year out. This year it will be the Elimination Chamber. Thank God. Thank you, Lord. Elimination Chamber is another one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. I'll be definitely tuning in for that and hopefully get a review out for that as well. If my schedule can be updated and stuff like that. But guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. I'm going to read some of your comments here as well. Jerry, what time is it here in Ireland? It's nearly 5 in the morning. So, yay. This Rumble match was better than last year. Yeah, probably. No, actually, no, I disagree with that because there was more star power in the other one. There's more star power. This one just dragged on, I thought. But Rusev got the biggest pop, which is hilarious. 7 out of 10 for me, 5 for me, 5. Same rating. I like Ronda myself. Jason Jordan ran video ? Possibility, Brandon. Let's see here. Boring match. Yep, General Jerry. He goes by. I don't know what. I don't get why some people rage about Nakamura winning. Lesnar versus Reigns will main event Mania. Yeah, I agree. Like, the anti-smarks are going to be getting Lesnar and Reigns with Strowman, and the smarks are going to be getting Nakamura and AJ Styles. It works out well for everyone. That's probably the best thing that they could have possibly done. Yes, we've sacrificed a good pay-per-view, but at the end, it might very well make a good WrestleMania. You understand what I mean by that? It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Let's see. Kelly is still hot. She most certainly is. Rey Mysterio returning was awesome. That's by Rob. Rob, I haven't seen you in ages, mate. Yeah, I think Rey coming back was actually awesome. And again, shout out to Emma. She was like, "Is Rey Mysterio back?" I was like, "I don't know if he'll be back." And turns out he is back. So, I think she's working the next day as well too, which is she's gonna miss it, but it is what it is. Finn Balor fans, boys, are they annoying? I don't know. Finn Balor didn't really do anything, I think, in that whole Rumble match, to be honest. 6 out of 10. Show slightly better than decent. General Jerry, the New Day sucks. They most certainly do. The WWE Championship match was stupid. It most certainly was. It was your typical Brock Lesnar match, except for Brock kind of got dominated a little bit. That was about it. Glad someone new won the Rumble. I will say, though, Nakamura is the right choice. I know a lot of people are going to fake rage over it. Nakamura won. This is terrible. But, you know, like, I hate the indies, you know. That type kind of fucking, which is outdated now. Like, the whole kind of hating the indies thing now, I think that's all outdated. Like, by no means am I saying that the indies shouldn't be criticized and stuff like that, but there are certain examples where it is allowed. There's certain examples where if the match makes sense, then it makes sense. And AJ Styles versus Nakamura makes absolute sense, whether people want to sugarcoat it or not. I'll just say it. It makes perfect sense. It is what it is. General Oksana can't cut a promo for shit. There's that, but she's hot as hell. You know, she's hot as hell, so what can you do though? It is what it is, like. Roman Reigns versus Brock for the anti-Smarks and AJ Styles for Nakamura for the Smarks is probably the best choice for. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the best choice. I think WWE know about this kind of anti-Smark thing that's going on. The TNA rivalry now between WWE and TNA is dead. TNA's gone now. I mean, EC3's leaving, Bobby Lashley's leaving. TNA at this point is gone. Like, whether TNA fans like to admit it or not, it's over. The rivalry's over. It's dead. It ended like WCW. It's just a slow death at this point. Now it's like anti-Smarks and Smarks, and even that's dying now. Like, a whole kind of rivalry between these two. You know, going into 2018, I think this whole kind of anti-Smark thing is going to die out. I think fans are going to now come up with common sense to find out what's right and what's wrong, you know, because Lord knows wrestling needs it right now. Because I think people are so far gone down this anti-Smark thing that people don't even realize what they're even saying anymore. You understand what I mean? But like I said, guys, the anti-Smart war of absolute war of morons. It's a war of morons. It really is. Nobody gives a shit anymore. It's over. The whole thing's over. Saying it right now, it's completely over. If Ronda gets the title, then I'll be WWE promoting UFC fighters over their own roster. Possibility, but I don't think that many. I think only with me and Star Power. It wouldn't surprise me if Conor McGregor would show up as a guest host. It really wouldn't. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is currently near 5 in the morning, so I'm gonna have to go here, folks. A little bit tired. So guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out.